feel this way? A quiet hum beneath the surface of a day everyone else insists should be glitter and noise. A reason you let your birthday pass like any other Tuesday. A subtle defiance that feels both like a choice and a sentence. And tonight in this quiet space we're going to expose it. Pull back the curtain on the silent script running in the back of your mind. The one that whispers that you don't deserve the fanfare, that it's safer this way, that to hope for more is to invite a specific kind of pain, and this is the heart of the psychology of people who treat their birthday like a normal day psychology fix, a pattern born not from simple indifference, but from a deep, often unspoken emotional architecture. Pause, notice what that just revealed. What subtle tension just arose in your body as we named it. Just notice it without judgment. This isn't about a birthday, not really. It's a symbol. A single day that acts as a perfect annual litmus test for your relationship with visibility, with worth, with the very right to take up space and be celebrated for it. And if you find yourself minimizing it, shrugging it off, perhaps even working harder on that day, as if to prove you don't need the special treatment, then you are living out a story written long ago. A story we are going to rewrite together tonight. Let's go deeper. Think of it as a protective shell, this normal day facade. It feels controlled, it feels humble, it feels safe from the vulnerability of expectation. Because what if you admitted you wanted it to be special? What if you let people in, allowed them to see that a part of you, that small child within, still yearns for a cake, a song, a moment of pure, unadulterated recognition, and then it doesn't happen. Or it happens, but it feels hollow, performative, not filling the void you hoped it would. The disappointment is a far more profound ache than the mild satisfaction of a day well managed. So the mind, in its brilliant, flawed wisdom, chooses the lesser ache, the familiar numbness of treating it as normal. You've felt this before, haven't you? That sinking feeling on the evening of that day, a faint echo of something missing, a ghost of a feeling you quickly bury under a podcast, a book, a scroll through your phone, anything to avoid the quiet. But here's the truth. That echo is your authentic self, the part of you that knows you are worthy of celebration, trying to speak through layers of armor you've built for very good reasons. This pattern is a defense mechanism, a fortress wall constructed brick by brick from past experiences, from messages you received about being a burden, from disappointments that felt like confirmations of a deep-seated fear that you are ultimately alone in this. What no one tells you is that this isn't a personality trait. It's a psychological strategy. And like any strategy, it can be understood, honored for its intention to protect you, and then gently updated. Let me tell you about Alex. Alex is 34, and for the last decade, their birthday has been just another work day, often volunteering for the late shift to have a concrete excuse to avoid any plans. They'd tell their friends, "Oh, it's no big deal, really, don't go to any trouble," with a convincing smile, and they'd almost believe it themselves. But every year, around 10 p.m., a profound loneliness would settle in, a heavy blanket they couldn't shake. The story Alex told themselves was one of independence, of not needing the childish validation of a birthday. But the real story, the one we uncovered, was from when they were 7. Their parents, going through a bitter divorce, had both forgotten their birthday entirely. The sheer devastating pain of that day, of waiting by the window for a parent who never came, of a cake that was never bought, became a core memory. The child's mind couldn't process the adult complexities. It simply internalized the message, "You are not important enough to be remembered." So Alex's adult strategy was to preempt that pain. By making the day normal, they were ensuring they could never be forgotten again because there was nothing to forget. It was a brilliant, heartbreaking solution. You're starting to see it now, how the past writes the present. The first weapon we must wield against this automatic script is the weapon of awareness. This isn't about blaming your past or your parents. It's about reclaiming authorship of your own story. Step 1. Recognize the trigger. The trigger isn't the birthday itself. It's the weeks leading up to it. That low-grade anxiety, that urge to tell people, please, no fuss, that cynical voice that says, it's just a commercial holiday. That is the trigger, the anticipatory dread. Notice it, name it. There is my protector, trying to shield me from potential disappointment. Step 2, reframe the story. The old story is, if I expect nothing, I can't be hurt. The reframed story is, my desire for recognition is a healthy human need. I can choose how to meet that need on my own terms without handing the power to others. Step 3, replace the pattern. Instead of letting the day be a vacuum, you insert one small intentional act of self-celebration. It doesn't have to be a party. It could be buying a single perfect pastry from your favorite bakery and eating it in silence, truly tasting it. It could be taking a 1-hour walk in a beautiful place and allowing yourself to feel grateful for your body that carries you. One small act that says, I see me, even if no one else does. This begins to rewire the neural pathway from danger and disappointment to safe and self-honoring. Pause. Ask yourself this now. What is the one small, kind thing I could do for myself on that day that would feel genuinely good, not performative? Hold that thought. Let it be an anchor. Let's go deeper into the second layer, the hidden emotional trigger of worthiness. This is the engine of the pattern. The subconscious belief is often, I haven't earned it, or my existence alone isn't enough to warrant a celebration. You tie celebration to achievement, a promotion, a finished project, a weight loss goal. A birthday feels unearned. It's a celebration of the mere fact of your birth. And if you struggle with core feelings of inadequacy, that can feel like a fraud. You're celebrating something that doesn't feel wholly good or worthy. This is the echo of conditional love. The sense that you were only celebrated when you achieved, when you were quiet, when you were good. And so the unconditional nature of a birthday, a day that says you are valuable simply because you are here, feels false and uncomfortable. But here's the truth. Your worth is not a prize to be won. It is a birthright to be remembered. The second weapon is the weapon of worthiness. This is about dismantling the conditions you've placed on your own right to be celebrated. Step 1. Recognize the trigger. This one shows up as that inner critic's voice in the days before your birthday. It starts listing your failures, your shortcomings. Another year, and what have you really accomplished? You don't deserve a party. That is the trigger, the voice of conditional worth. Step 2, reframe the story. The old story is, I must achieve to be worthy of love and celebration. The new story is, my worth is inherent and unchanging. My existence contributes value to the world simply by being, and that is always worth honoring. Step 3. Replace the pattern. Create a worthiness inventory. On the morning of your birthday, take 5 minutes and write down not your achievements but your qualities. Your kindness, your resilience, your sense of humor, your ability to listen. These are things that have no metric, that cannot be achieved or failed, that are simply part of your essence. Read it back to yourself. This directly challenges the achievement worth equation. You feel it making sense already, this shift from doing to being. Now let me tell you about Sam. Sam is 40, a successful engineer, and every year on his birthday he feels a creeping sense of fraudulence. He'd go to dinner with his family. They'd give him gifts and he'd feel nothing but a hollow emptiness, a pressure to perform gratitude he didn't feel. He thought he was broken, that something was wrong with his capacity for joy. The story he told was that he was just a practical, low-key person. The real story was that his father, a stern man, only ever praised him for his report cards, for winning a game, for doing. Love was a transaction. Sam's birthday, a day with no attached accomplishment, felt like receiving a payment he hadn't earned. His normal day routine was a way to avoid the discomfort of that unearned payment. When Sam began his worthiness inventory, it was agonizing at first. He could only write, I am a reliable employee. We had to reframe that to, I am a person of integrity who follows through on his commitments. Slowly, over time, he connected to his qualities, his patience with his daughter, his loyalty to his old friends. The following birthday, he asked his family not for gifts, but for them to share one quality they appreciated about him. He didn't just hear the words, he let them land. For the first time, the day didn't feel hollow. It felt connective. It was a repair, not just a celebration. You've felt this before, haven't you? That hollow feeling after a compliment, the urge to deflect. This is the same mechanism. The third weapon, perhaps the most potent, is the weapon of vulnerability. The normal day preference is, at its core, a rejection of vulnerability. To be celebrated is to be seen, and to be seen is to be open to judgment, to envy, to the awkwardness of being the center of attention. It requires you to receive, and for many who are accustomed to giving, receiving is an incredibly vulnerable act. It means admitting you have needs, that you want to be loved, that you enjoy the attention. This can feel dangerously close to neediness, a state we've been taught to avoid at all costs. But here's the truth. Vulnerability is not weakness. It is the ultimate courage. It is the birthplace of genuine connection. By walling yourself off from the vulnerability of your birthday, you're also walling yourself off from the profound joy and intimacy that can come from allowing people to love you in their imperfect human ways. Step 1. Recognize the trigger. This trigger is the physical sensation of cringing when someone starts singing happy birthday to you. The heat in your face, the desire to shrink, to make it stop. That is the trigger, the body's alarm system against visibility. Step 2, reframe the story. The old story is, being the center of attention is dangerous and uncomfortable. The new story is, allowing myself to be seen and celebrated is an act of trust and connection. The discomfort is a sign of growth, not danger. Step 3, replace the pattern. Practice micro-vulnerabilities in the lead-up to the day. This is how we end. The psychology of people who treat their birthday like a normal day pattern tonight. Tell one person one small thing you'd actually like for your birthday. Not a grand demand, but a simple preference. You know, I'd really love it if we could just get together for a quiet coffee on my birthday. This is a monumental act. It's stating a desire. It's allowing someone to meet it. It's stepping out of the fortress one brick at a time. Pause. Notice what that just revealed. What fear arises at the thought of stating a simple preference? That is the guardian of the old pattern, and seeing it is the first step to disarming it. Let's go deeper still, into the fourth weapon, the weapon of narrative. You have a story about your birthday, a personal myth that you reinforce every year. I've never had a good birthday. People always let me down. It's just another day. This story becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. You expect it to be bad or meaningless, so you set up the conditions for it to be so. And then you point to the outcome as proof your story was correct all along. You are the author, the director, and the lead actor in this annual play of disappointment. What no one tells you is that you hold the pen. You can write a different scene. Step 1. Recognize the trigger. The trigger is the rehearsed narrative you tell co-workers or friends when they ask about your plans. Oh, nothing, it's not a big deal. Listen to the words you use. They are incantations that solidify the reality. Step 2. Reframe the story. The old story is the one of disappointment and indifference. The new story is, my birthday is an opportunity to practice receiving joy and to connect with those I care about in ways that feel authentic to me. Step 3. Replace the pattern. Write a new script, literally. The night before your birthday, take out a journal and write down how you would like the day to feel. Not a list of events, but feelings. I want to feel relaxed. I want to feel seen. I want to feel grateful. Then design 1 or 2 small actions that could cultivate that feeling. Want to feel relaxed? Maybe you turn your phone off for the afternoon. Want to feel seen? Maybe you write that email to a friend. You are moving from passive victim of the day to active creator of its emotional tone. You're starting to see the power now, the agency you've always held. Now let me tell you about Maya. Maya is 28 and her birthday narrative was, my birthdays are always a disaster. One year it rained on her picnic. Another year a friend got sick and cancelled. Another year her boyfriend at the time got her a gift that was so clearly thoughtless it felt like a slap. Her story was solid, reinforced by evidence. So she stopped trying. For 3 years she did nothing, and she was miserable. The narrative of disaster was replaced by the narrative of nothing. and she found nothing was even worse. When she began working with the weapon of narrative, she realized she was waiting for external events to give her a good birthday. And when they failed, as external things often do, it confirmed her story. Her task was to write a script where she was the source of her own good day. She wrote, "I want to feel peaceful and connected." Her actions: she booked a morning yoga class for herself. She baked a small cake, not for a party, but because she enjoyed the process. She invited 3 friends for a casual movie night, explicitly stating no gifts, just their presence. When one friend had to cancel last minute, the old narrative started to scream disaster. But because she had already given herself a peaceful morning and a baking session, the foundation of her day was already stable. The cancellation was a disappointment, but it didn't collapse the entire day. It was for the first time a genuinely good birthday. Not because everything was perfect, but because she was the author, not a critic of a play she didn't write. You've felt this before, haven't you? The sting of a plan gone awry, that feeling of course this would happen. That is the old narrative taking the wheel, but you can learn to drive. This is the integration, the point where the weapons become not things you use, but parts of who you are. The awareness, the worthiness, the vulnerability, the narrative control, they weave together into a new way of being. It's not about suddenly throwing a massive, extravagant party for yourself if that's not your nature. It's about aligning the day with your authentic self, but an authentic self that is allowed to want, to be seen, to be valued. It might look like a solitary hike that feels deeply sacred. It might look like a small dinner with 2 close friends where you allow them to toast you and you actually feel the warmth of it without deflecting. It might look like you taking the day off work and doing exactly what you want, moment to moment, as a gift to yourself. The form doesn't matter. The feeling does. The feeling of agency, of self-compassion, of connection. This is the psychology of people who treat their birthday like a normal day psychology fix in its final form. The day is no longer a trigger for old wounds, but an annual reminder of how far you've come, a ritual of self-reclamation. Pause. Ask yourself this now. If you were to fully step into this integrated version of yourself, what is one word that would describe how your next birthday would feel? Hold that word. Let it be your compass. The mind that created the pattern of the normal day was a brilliant mind trying to protect a younger, more tender you from pain. It deserves your gratitude, not your scorn. So thank it. Thank that part of you for its vigilance, for the creative ways it found to keep you safe. And then gently tell it that you are stronger now, that you can handle the vulnerability, that you are ready to write a new story, one where you are not just the main character who hides in the background, but the celebrated hero of your own life, a life that is worthy of marking, of honoring, of celebrating, not for what you've done, but simply because you are here, and your presence in this world is a singular, irreplaceable event that happened on a day. Your day, a day that is and never was normal. You feel it making sense already, this quiet liberation. The clock may read 2 a.m., but inside a new day is already dawning.